Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike, Fieldcraft Survival. I'm at the office. Today is Black Friday. If you're watching this, this is our new mobility pack that I'm going to brief you and educate you on how to use and also give you an opportunity to win this. So if you follow us, you know we have a YouTube, my personal Instagram, our IG stuff, and we're also on a locals app that is caching all our content and providing kind of this non-censorship based place where we can do all the stuff that we do, which includes gun stuff, which is scary for a lot of people, but allows us to do this without the threat of losing our content. So one thing I'll let you know as I brief and educate you on this, that I'm going to give this away for all members, premier members on the locals page. So you can go on the locals page and there's a free side, but there's also a paid side. On the premier side, we offer technical training, experiences, and everything else that we educate people on, and we do that constantly. We even have our own productions for the premier side of locals. So fieldcraftsurvival.locals.com will get you there, or look at the link that's below. If you're on YouTube, also give a thumbs up and subscribe. So I want to educate you on this mobility pack because we have evolved this over the last couple years. I invented this based on a circumstance that happened to me where I was on the scene of a tragic accident where a friend of mine was killed. I tried to treat his trauma on scene. Unfortunately, there's nothing that I could have done that would have saved him, but I lost precious moments when I tried to reach into a kit that was MOLLE attached to the back of my seat. Most panel packs on the back of vehicle setups are MOLLE attached because MOLLE's cool, but it's slow and cumbersome to remove. So I had to unzip the med pouch, reach in, grab the contents, and run by his side and dumping out the contents, fishing through it to decide what I wanted to use. The problem, well, not a problem, but the overall arching objective of anything that we do in survival and preparedness is to save time. If we could save any amount of time, it's going to help us because, you know, whether it's technical proficiency or the equipment you use, time matters in a catastrophe. So that could have cost me seconds, but again, seconds count. If I look at this bag right now, some of the changes that we made was we changed the entire material. This is a PVC. It's like a Hypalon type material that's water resistant and even waterproof. I don't exclusively advertise it as proof because it has zippers and water will leak in there, but this is more water resistant. And I wanted to make a go bag, you know, a panel pack that converts into a go bag to be outdoor sustainable. This is more durable over time, but also more water resistant, which is cool. I also added a couple features. One of the most significant features is on the cross straps that goes around the bottom of the seat, which I'll show you and demonstrate. It's tied into the shoulder straps. So now when I want to do this, I unbuckle it and then I attach it around the seat and it's good to go. Now, if I want to make this a shoulder strap because I'm making it a go bag, that's how easy it is. Also, all these particular straps are QD, which is quick detach. We don't have any metal attachments at all anymore. In addition, I added these zippers, which are bigger, more robust, and the ones that go, I'll show you when we go into this, the pouch. The pouch zippers here are a lot more robust. This allows me to access it, you know, in the dark or under stress, list goes on. So an accessory pouch, a med pouch that has a red cross, which is good for, you know, whether it's a family member you're telling to go get the kit for, or yourself in navigating it in stressful low light conditions. I also made these pouches more rigid. One complaint we were getting was as the contents were uploaded with a lot of equipment, they were sagging. So we reinforced them to make sure that they don't sag, which I think is important. Not only is it an aesthetic thing, but it's also the way that it mounts and optimizing space below. So in this particular setup, I'm going to walk you through the setup that I recommend that you have. So this is our inside the waistband, outside the waistband tourniquet holder with a Cat 7 tourniquet. This is how we sell it. We have two versions of these: black multicam, black on black, and then black with a red cross. So in this particular setup, this is a clip. So I'm using a standard clip, which is a belt clip, but I also have the ability to use a MOLLE clip if necessary. So this sitting in position allows me to access this if I'm the driver on the passenger side, meaning you would want this bag on the passenger side. I recommend you having two of these bags because if you're the casualty because you got in an accident and your passenger needs to access life-saving equipment, they don't need to be trying to reach behind them. They need to reach across behind your seat. And then if you both bug out, you're bugging out with a bag that's behind you. So that's your gear and equipment. Okay, so this setup puts this tourniquet in place to be able to access it, and knowing it's going to be inside there when you're rolled upside down laying in a ditch. So there's no chance of this coming undone. All right, so the way you set this up for panel pack use is I take this, and this is designed this way to fold kind of ergonomically, really nice and neat. This strap goes over the top and simply ties in via belt type buckle right here. Really easy. All right, so that's like that. Now I'm taking my med. You want to put med on top, somewhere readily accessible, and then I'll put my survival kit in this case. Now this is loaded out with a basic hemorrhaging response kit, which ties in perfect with this tourniquet, which is a stop the bleed kind of kit. And then my Fieldcraft Survival kit is actually loaded in this one. That's also for the winner who's going to get this completely loaded out. This accessory kit, I recommend you putting life-saving equipment like these emergency space blankets. Mylar space blankets are good. In fact, for the winter, I'm just going to throw one in here for you anyway. I also put cold weather gear in here in my individual circumstance with a fire starter kit, because if you're stuck somewhere, it's somewhere cold, you have the ability to make fire and sustain heat via this means. So all your little cool accessories go on the bottom, and we'll attach that right here, okay? So now we're set up to go to the vehicle and set this up. So let's go. All right, let me show you how easy this is to set up on here. So this is in a backpack configuration. I simply detach this, I detach this. Now I have my cross straps for the bottom, and I'm simply going to attach this to the top of the seat and then cinch it down. So what I like to do is I actually like to run a shemagh, which is good for survival in the first place, and run it on this side so that it retains this strap and kind of mask this situation, right? One thing that I'll mention here, because people have asked me about security before. Mike, you have all this cool stuff. Wouldn't it be real easy to break in the vehicle and steal this? Absolutely would. People ask me why I recommend truck guns when they can access this vehicle and steal a gun. Well, do you keep your laptop in your vehicle sometimes? We all do. Do you keep electronic devices? We all do. So if you're willing to compromise that, I wouldn't give up that because you're worried about somebody breaking your vehicle. But you could reduce the risk. Here's one way to reduce the risk. If I take this up like this, and I remove this and zip this back up into this configuration, now it's a black pack on the back of a black seat typically, and this is not going to stand out as being something that's even here. In fact, with this car, I recommend all vehicles on the back windows that you have tinted windows. You should be tinting all the way up into the state regulation, because maximizing tinted windows helps with security, right? Inside the vehicle, it masks your signature and what you're doing. It also masks any belongings that you have in the vehicle that somebody might want to take. That's the reason that police officers don't like the tint, because it masks you. So having that set up is good. But if I don't want that, I'm sorry, I'm showing you this in real time just to show you how easy this is to set up and break down. That easy, right? And then as this is on here, I'm gonna take my cross straps and put them on the other side. There's one here, one here. This is so much easier than the old setup, because the old setup you had to run an independent strap. With this setup, you don't have to do that. And seats may vary, so this is completely adjustable depending on your setup. And so this QD attachment sits under your butt, and most of the time you're not even coming near this. That's why there's typically no wear in the crease of a seat. So let's say we want to convert this and turn it into a go bag on the fly. Here's how we do it. Detach this, come up here, remove your shemagh, because I would take that shemagh on the go too. Detach that. Reattach the top end. Pull it up. I mean, if there was an emergency situation, I'd just grab it and go and fix it on the fly, right? But here I got a little bit of time. And if you're going camping, if you're going fishing, why not take your life-saving equipment with you? And that was one of the reasons that we designed it this way, because I mean, if I have life-saving equipment on me, I don't want it just to always be in my vehicle. I want to be able to use it. Bam. Bam. Now I got my go bag. Check it out. All right, guys. Hope you guys like that video. Basic stuff, but equipment that helps you save time and has utility and preparedness. A lot of companies make different bags. The idea for me is if I have life-saving equipment with the equipment that I'm using anyway conveniently, let's say if I'm going backpacking or even going camping with my family, why would I not have the life-saving equipment with me? And this setup allows you to do both mobility and on the go during a bug out or just recreational living. Hope you guys like that. Remember, if you're looking at locals, it's fieldcraftsurvival.locals.com or fieldcraftsurvival.com. Thanks, guys.